once again for tuning in to Porch Talk. Today, the topic of today is, would you get rid of social media to save your relationship? So let's just ponder on that for a minute while we get to giving our answers, our take on it. Me personally, this is kind of a complicated thing for me to answer because I really don't act a damn fool on social media, nor do I, if I got, okay, let's say we're talking about from a cheating ass point. If some dudes in my inbox are saying something ignorant, I cut them at the knees and that's that. So I don't see why my mate would have an issue. So if my mate has an issue with social media, then he's just not the one for me, because I'm not the type that's going to do anything to cause a problem, because social media can be problematic to relationships. I won't deny that at all. I'm not a character outside of, what you see. What you see is what you get. And at the end of the day, truthfully, if you don't like me, then you're definitely not going to like my social media. And if you do like me, then you're going to like my social media. I have my professional social media, or my personal, and my one that I have for fun, rather. So I keep things separate. So that's kind of my take on it. I think that if you acting a fool and your spouse doesn't like that, I think the best way for me to address that would be this. The scenario is not the same, but let me put it like this. Women are to be freak in the sheets and lady in the streets, right? So your mate might not have a problem with your coonery and buffoonery, but he might not want you to see that shit on Facebook. So if that's the case, then we can't use that whole narrative of you should take me as I am, because we all can use improvement and can learn to grow, and relationships are about sacrifice. So that's my opinion on the matter. I'm going to move on down to my friends here.
I feel like if it came down to it in my relationship where social media was that much of a factor, I would delete my social media to save my relationship if it was worth saving. I do feel like that in this day and age, there are a lot of people who, they live through their social media. Like their social media is what they wake up to, is what they breathe every day, all day long. This is what gives them a purpose, and so I do think that could affect the relationship, because you have these people who log into this and this is what they have to live up to, and you're not even focusing on your relationship, and that could affect the relationship. Now, me personally, I'm not a big social media kind of person. Yes, I'm active on my social media, but I don't have to, post every day and, be on there all the time. I don't have to do that. And neither would the man that I would deal with have to be, on social media like that. Like my ex wasn't a big social media kind of person, so I don't think that would affect me personally, because social media is not that big of a deal to me for it to affect my relationship. But I could see how in this day and age it could affect relationships, and how that should be deleted out of the scenario to fix things. So,
well, for me personally, my ex, we had this situation before. He wanted me to delete my Facebook and my Instagram because my DMs was popping, But I know how to tell somebody I'm in a relationship, can't do it, I'm sorry, but he felt like he didn't like the attention that I was getting, so he wanted me to delete it. And I simply said, bitch, I worked hard for these thousands of followers and these motherfucking thousands of friends on Facebook. Bitch, I'm not about to just delete my shit. What you mean? But I am social media. I'm a person that wakes up, I'm on Facebook, I'm Snapchatting in the bed, I'm everything. I'm social media, so no, I'm not deleting it.
So that's what I say about someone who sees social media is not that big of a deal to me, but someone like Marco, it is that big of a deal. But if your relationship is worth saving, I do feel like you should delete it, because it matters so much. It would affect your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're looking at it the other way around, what if he's getting all of these DMs and he's, getting all of this, action on social media and all these comments, and he's commenting to people on social media and like interacting with people, that would matter to you because you take it serious. So of course you're gonna take something that he's doing on there serious.
Absolutely,
you know,
because I'm a jealous person. So if it was the other way around, then I would definitely be mad. But it's not. So
yeah, I think you know, I think if it was like that, it should be deleted. You know. To try to save your relationship, you know. But you know, I do understand that some people like Marco could never delete their social media, honey. That could never happen, honey. But you know, for me, it wouldn't. If it was something that, you know, if it was that big of a deal, you know, it wouldn't. If it was worth saving my relationship, I would do it. You know?
I mean, you know, clearly I'm not deleting mine because that's my hustle. So, you know, that's not going to happen. But I think in this case, it's more about the individual than it is the social media, because we cannot control what others do. We can only react to their actions, but we can control what we do. So if you're truthfully not doing anything wrong and you're not provoking these issues, then hell no, don't delete your social media. He's either going to have to, or he or she is either going to have to get with it or get gone. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's that. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to add on this matter?
I just want to add that, you know, there is a lot of social media just in general. It's just a lot of, you know, like I know so many people who, you know, let things affect them on social media, and they see, you know, relationships on social media, and you know, they judge their own relationships off of that, and you know, base things off social media, and it just plays such a big role. And we have to remember that being, you know, social media popular and being, you know, this big, you know, just looking at social media like at that is like winning Monopoly money. You know, it's social media, you know, while it can garner you great things, it can also play a bad role in your life if you allow it to. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't, and so you can't let it damage you in that way. You can't focus on it in that way. You know, use it. Well, I think we need to start using social media in more of a positive way instead of, you know, how a lot of people use it, you know, and don't focus on it so much, because remember that you do have to log out of this and live your real life. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. But
that's true.
Did you have anything to say, Marco?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh,
you don't have to agree with me.
You know, here's another little tip before we go. I'm not suggesting to hide anything, or I'm not suggesting you should lie. But I am saying that when you're with your significant other, husband, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, it's all under significant other, you should probably refrain from being on that phone all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then it can kind of, if you know that you are a social media fool, like you have a whole persona on social media, then just kind of, you know, so they won't get to tripping, just make sure you're not on your phone around them as much. You know, do that social media stuff on your own time. So you don't, and what it is there's still going to be a social media friend, I would think, unless if you can't be friends with your spouse on social media, that's a little strange too.
Yeah, that is weird.
So you really want to explore that. But so we know your friends, and he's going to or she's going to see whatever you're posting. But at least it's not brought to their constant attention with you being on your phone while you're with them. So that's just something to keep in mind. But outside of that, I guess we're all done with our opinions. I just want to say thanks again for tuning in for Rocky Road Productions LLC Porch Talk. Make sure you follow me on Facebook at Love Ebony. Instagram is Rocky Road Productions LLC Porch Talk as well. Tune in every week because I'm starting to do videos on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You might get a bonus every now and again. Make sure you like, tag, share, and hit that red button, subscribe. Comment down below because, again, we can't know what you're thinking unless you tell us. I thank you again. Once again, and you can follow
me on Facebook at Kermit Bishop and on Instagram at _SimplyKJ.
Facebook, Marco Lozada. Instagram, Your Stepmama. Snapchat, Trap Queen Marco.
All right. Thank you. Bye.